Right. Well,
This is awkward.
yeah. So there's something else that's going on when it comes to the setup for this game, and unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of time to actually troubleshoot that and get that up and going. Thanks, BioWare, for making your DM. What is it? The control, like the. Oh, God, I forget what the word for it is.
And I have no idea what you're talking about.
Digital. Basically, the protection that they have against piracy. I forget
Oh, copyright stuff.
Well, no, not copyright. There's a specific type of software that it's meant to create barriers to just simply playing the game. Because they try and make it harder to prevent piracy from happening, but piracy literally makes things happen. And people who have authentically purchased the game can often run into difficulties actually making it run. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's so counterintuitive. If you make it harder to play your game authentically than it would be to just fucking pirate the shit, then you are doing bad business.
Yeah. That is, unfortunately, the current state of the video game industry.
So, I am not able to run Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm going to be working on that probably for the next week or so and see if I can actually make the splashy debut that this deserves. But, that's frustrating.
A little bit.
But you may notice that there is a new title up on the board. And so,
Hopefully this one works.
at least it's not 100 degrees today. Gonna join you next time it's getting late. I'm sorry, Ragnar. I know that it took a little bit longer than anticipated. It's already about 6:15 back in Central.
No worries, my dude. You have a good one.
Yeah. I appreciate you showing up. I'm just sorry that I wasn't able to make the thing happen.
Yeah.
Dragon Age?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
It does take a second because it is running it through the authorization software for Origin.
Hey, we have computer audio now.
Yeah, good. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Wow.
Great! I'll grab my stuff!
Yeah, I think Peregrine was our copy, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. Peregrine and Pinky.
Let's see.
Ooh, looks like computer audio's on not his registry side.
For what?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. And it's definitely there.
Okay.
And let's see. Yep, that does look like our Peregrine.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like, yep, that's her.
Yeah.
Cool. So we started this playthrough before, where we had this character who Griffin is going to be making the choices for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not popping up because I need to swap over to this screen.
You should all be incredibly concerned.
Yes, because Griffin gets to make choices.
Uh-huh.
So, alright. Is it level up? Who needs to oh, you need to level up. Okay. Well. Cool. Most of your abilities I have learned are completely useless. Because unfortunately, the game makes it so that if you activate your healing mode, you literally can't cast any other magic except for the healing stuff under that mode.
Probably just as well.
Which makes it redundant.
Yes. Also, yes, Larks, you are most assuredly not ready.
I'm gonna even just do a quick save, because goodness knows how much data I would lose if I didn't do that.
Oh, yes.
Anyway.
The people here, they never leave Hightown's fancy walls. They have no idea what's brewing below them.
But at least I get to make the aesthetic choices.
Ah, yes.
Alright, so what were we in the middle of doing? Because it has been an obnoxiously long time since we've actually played this.
If memory serves, I believe we kept things off just after fucking shit up in the house of the slaver.
Yeah, that was Daenerys.
Yeah.
Your pets cannot stop us! Please tell me you are choosing sarcastic choices.
It depends on the circumstances. That's the thing. Like, as sarcastic a motherfucker as I am, I'm trying to make things contextually sensitive. The Hanged Man.
Yep. See, now he gets to see all this shit live as it happens. Oh, God.
You owe us, Isabella.
Well, Lucky.
Isabella.
I'll tell you what. Since the information you gave me was worth nothing,
You can hear it okay?
that's
Yeah.
what I'll pay you.
Me and my boys will get our money's worth, bitch.
Oh, you poor sweet thing.
You know, usually punches don't sound like whip cracks.
Tell me, Lucky, is this worth dying for?
Tell me, Lucky, did I fire 7 shots or 6? Also, which one of you took my pants?
I didn't think so.
Don't. It's a common complaint, but she's a pirate, okay?
That makes everything okay.
Oh gosh, I have to get used to these controls again as opposed to Inquisition, which I've also been playing.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. I did actually learn more about Isabella recently. Like, I
Oh.
only knew so much about her before actually looking up on her history.
Uh-huh.
I have a greater appreciation for her now,
Nice.
which is good.
You're new around here, aren't you? Welcome, and keep your wits about you. You're nothing but tits and arse to the men in this place, and they won't hesitate to grab at both.
Well, I don't think I need to ask how do you know, but, good to know, I suppose.
Thanks for the advice.
Anytime. I'm Isabella. Previously Captain Isabella. Sadly, without my ship, the title rings a bit hollow. You're Ferelden,
Hello,
aren't you?
Shikarian.
You have that look about you. I was in Denerim not too long ago.
There's someone waving from
You might
behind
be
her!
just what I'm looking for to solve a little
Hello.
problem I have.
Ah, you too, huh?
God, she's pretty.
Yeah. So let's go with, you two.
Can't anyone fix their own lives around here?
Must be something in the water. Someone from my past has been pestering me. I've arranged for a duel. If I win, he leaves me alone. But I don't trust him to play fair. I need someone to watch my back.
So...
Hello, Zach. Mr. or M. Furyao. Wow, I haven't been able to make it to one of your streams in a very long time, and I get treated to some Dragon Age. I originally got into your channel during your original DAO Let's Play, because, God, that's a while back, isn't it?
Yeah, today is a day for nostalgia, apparently.
Where's the chat box? It's not coming up. It's not the accurate one that needs to be here. Let's see. Because this should be the correct chat box, but I'm not seeing it come up. Well, maybe it is. Either way, I suppose it's not 100%. I mean, I'm going to run into technical difficulties. Today is the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But yes, more Dragon Age, only this time Griffin, my co-host, is going to be making the actual choices for the character as we move through.
Be very afraid. Also, let's investigate.
In a second.
After you take a swig.
I was going to say. You don't have the excuse now. You can actually see me do this.
Uh-huh. And I can join you. So, let's take a look at, what did he ask of Lucky?
You wanted information from Lucky. What was it?
I asked Lucky and his boys to track down something I lost. They failed to do it. It's nothing to worry about, and this is much more important.
Let's investigate more, but let's also take a moment to appreciate the person who wants their cameo behind Isabella. Like, hello!
The good old days of Charlotte decapitating things. I still am not over that one instance with the bandits on the highwaymen. There we go. Where all right, I give up. All right, so you're gonna turn yourself in. I'm not gonna do that. And then immediately crying, like, yelling out like I'm gonna kill you or something like that. And then literally in one move, my character decapitates him.
Nice. Also, apparently, Amphario goes by Odin.
Oh, Odin. Okay. Oh, gosh. Before you streamed on YouTube, yeah, back in the live stream days.
So let's go with, why did I turn into Stewie Griffin? Let's go with someone from your past.
Who's this person you've arranged to meet?
His name is Hader. We worked together back in Antiva. He's never liked me. He's been asking about me all around Kirkwall. Thought I'd get it over with and meet him face to face.
Let's go with the...
What is wrong with you in the back there?
You know what I think it is, at least with the person behind Isabella? I think they're
Gesturing,
supposed...
in conversation.
Here's the thing. I think they might be supposed to be drinking something, but the cup isn't there.
No, I think we'll see it probably, but I think it's someone who's talking and gesticulating.
Maybe.
So.
But, yeah, let's go with Duel.
Why a duel?
I like Jules. It's what I do. And if I win, he'll be dead. Problem solved.
That is technically true. Any particular reason you want me involved in all this?
What makes you think I'm right for this?
You saw me talking to Lucky, didn't you? Those boys couldn't manage simple information gathering. I can't trust the riffraff in this place to do anything right. But you're different.
Riff-raff, street rat. So I think we've pretty much covered our bases
I don't buy
here.
that. Alright.
Why not?
I think I could manage watching your back.
I'll bet. I've arranged to meet Hader in Hightown after dark. I'll meet you there.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. In terms of who's...
Yeah, so that person with the bowl cut there would be... Yeah, look!
He's gesturing.
He's like, hey, how's it going? He's doing a ha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
I miss jumping.
I'm playing Mario.
How come you and Wesley never had children? I mean, sorry if that's too personal.
It's all right. I was a soldier and he was a Templar. We knew that our personal lives would have to wait. Distance never mattered. But we ran out of time.
Can I help you?
That's what it is.
It depends. Do you have any spare tinfoil hats?
Do you ever wish?
That's too personal.
Buddy?
The truth is out there.
Anyway.
Yeah, what did I just say?
So, I've been dying to know. What was going through your head when you fought that ogre?
Probably motherfucker that's big.
I love how you can't even say.
For the first few seconds. What do they feed those things?
I don't know anyone else that's even seen one. You're lucky just to be standing here. Somehow, Hawk, I imagine things won't be dull with you around. Not that I expect the deep roads to be boring, mind you. Constant threat of doom does tend to keep you awake.
It does at that.
So let's see here. You know what? Let's discuss the expedition.
What are your plans for this trip into the deep roads?
Bartrand's running the show. Andraste's ass, he'd probably do that even if we weren't paying for everything. The tide we're looking for is supposed to be a week's travel.
Again, I love
from
that you
the
can tell when
surface.
there's a different
So
recording
I hope
session.
You aren't scared
Yeah.
of the dark. We've got supplies, muscle, excavators. The plan is to carry out everything that's not nailed down.
That makes sense. Tell me a little bit more about your brother.
Anything in particular I should know about your brother?
Like, is he a
To
scheming
understand
bastard?
Bartrand, you've got to understand the
Does he have a
Dwarven
sister?
Merchants Guild. These are dwarves who would sell their mothers if they thought it'd get them a better share of the lyrium market. Anyone who deals with them has to sleep with a knife under their pillow. In my family, that's Bartrand.
Alright. You know what? Why not? Let's know this guy a little more.
If we'll be working together, I should find out more about you.
You're in luck. I'm always willing to talk about myself to beautiful women. My family came from Orzammar, noble house Tethras, until my father got caught fixing provings. He and our whole house got exiled. No huge loss. I was born up here. Sunshine suits me just fine.
And of course, I love that he refers to Bethany as Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yes. What do you do?
Are you a merchant? A mercenary?
I'm a younger son. It's a difficult and dangerous profession. A lot of us die of boredom. Fortunately, being Bartrand's younger brother keeps me on my toes. Maker knows he lacks subtlety.
You don't say.
I'm the one who pulls strings to keep the coterie out of our hair. Keep us just a whisker ahead of the other families.
And that clears all of that.
So, let's see.
You're looking for excitement is in response to the somehow I don't think things will be boring with you around.
Yeah, and he's already specified that he has been underground. So we know he's looking for excitement. I'm curious about the whole war stories thing, though.
What about you? Been in any good battles?
Does arguing with Bartrand count? I've spent my whole life in Kirkwall. Dangerous enough most days, but it doesn't compare to the deep roads. So, this will be, let's just call it an adventure, I guess.
Great. Now we're adventurous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Friendship up 5.
You have been a good friend. Better than I deserve.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We've just met, my dude.
And you hate me. Like...
Was that sarcasm? It doesn't suit you.
Don't you hate me? Am I on the right character? Why do you like me?
I think you may be thinking of the one where you're, like... You're pro-chantry.
Well, that's just it. I don't know. Oh, you mean pro-chantry or anti-chantry?
The file you're playing where you're pro-chantry.
Oh, God.
That might be what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy.
Yeah.
Blow up a building.
And now you hate me.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright, let's have that.
The cackling begins. Oh, believe me, you've seen nothing yet, Larks.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Have at it.
Aveline? Aveline? Aveline.
Look, she's lost her husband. She's trying to just have a little fun, alright? Don't judge her.
Aveline.
I love how throughout the entire game, no one picks up that rubble in the corner there.
Why would they?
I don't know.
I'm
Standard.
dead, says Larks.
Yes, exactly. I do love those loading screens.
Yeah, they do a good job with that.
So,
Yeah.
you were in the circle and ran away. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that.
You've been an apostate your whole life.
Exactly. It was never anything I had to work for. Other people always took the risks to keep me free.
My dear Ninette has gone missing. That's literally the accent he speaks in.
I mean, one of many horrible French accents in this game.
Wait. Ah, that's the direction. Move, bitch.
Get out the way. Get out the way, dwarf. Get out the way.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Will be devastated if I don't.
Sebastian, stop this madness. The Chantry cannot condone revenge, Sebastian.
It is my right, my duty, to show these assassins there is nowhere in the Free Marches to hide.
This is murder.
No. What happened to my family was murder.
Little sassy ass walk out of here.
Uh-huh. Well, there's plenty of sass to go around in this game.
Have you seen him?
Nope. Shall we accept this quest?
Let's see here. Grave crime was committed against all free thinking women, free marches, family, brutally murdered. Hereby offer a bounty on the head of each Flint Company soldier. You know what? Fuck him.
No?
He can take care of his own revenge.
So we're not going to be recruiting Sebastian?
I mean, you saw how sassy it was in our previous playthrough.
And I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
How many Templars of Kirkwall, woman?
Please, can you help me? My brother.
I'm not gonna have you say cheer up, but the fact that that's an option, like, get the fuck over it. Let's go with what about your, no, that's a little harsh. Tell me what's wrong with your brother.
What happened to your brother?
Karen was always so devout, so idealistic. He was so proud when the Templars accepted him. I pleaded with him not to join the Order, but he wouldn't listen. You hear dark rumors about the Templars and Knight Commander Meredith. And now my brother is gone.
Serves him right.
I mean, well, tell me about this bitch Meredith.
What do people say about Knight Commander Meredith?
Oh, she has many admirers. They laud at the service she does in keeping the mages in check. But others say she is terribly fierce and utterly without pity, that she sees demons everywhere. It is dangerous even to whisper such things.
Then why are you whispering? So yeah, let's hear about these rumors.
What have you heard about the Templars?
People harboring escaped mages just disappear. Templars interrogate and threaten passers-by. My friend has a cousin who's a mage, and she says he was made tranquil against his will.
Most of them are.
Yeah, but most people don't ask for, you know, the
Lobotomy.
opportunity to be lobotomized.
Yeah.
So, how about you tell me what the fuck happened?
I'm here to help you. Just tell me what you know.
Karen would write me every day. Then suddenly, no more letters. I wrote him many times with no response. I tried to see him, but Knight Commander Meredith threw me out. They won't tell me anything.
Surprise, surprise, the cops are being bastards. So, how can I help?
Your brother may indeed be in trouble. What can I do for you?
Perchance. In your journeys, if you find yourself in the gallows, ask the other recruits, Wilmerd and Hugh, about my brother. They were Karen's closest friends in the Order. If anyone knows where he is, it's them. May God bless you and watch after you in this endeavor.
Those tolling bells in the background don't bode well for your brother.
The bells of doom.
For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for he.
Oh, it's gonna bother me that that has a fucking exclamation mark over it.
Colonel, I'm trying to be a miscellaneous object in the background, but I have an exclamation point over my head.
You there, Ferelden. I wish to speak with you. I've heard you have dealings with certain elements in the city. You can get things done on the sly, as they say.
On the sly.
That's a fancy way to put it.
I am a magistrate in this city, and as such, I wish to hire you for a small, albeit important job. A man I sentenced to a life in prison has escaped custody. He's been tracked to an abandoned ruin outside the city.
A request that should have been made of the guard.
Agreed. So, what's this man's crime?
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped. That's reason enough to catch him.
That's not a crime. Well, I mean, it's a crime, but it's a secondary one.
Yeah, you didn't answer the original question, motherfucker. I mean, this sounds too fucking easy.
I love how you keep adding fucking to everything.
Listen.
There's something in the ruins, isn't there?
There is something, yes.
The
There
criminal.
are creatures in the ruins. The guards I sent are ill-equipped to deal with such beasts.
So, what kind of creatures are we talking here?
Do you know what manner of beasts they are?
I don't know what they look like. I've never seen one myself. The guards say these things have already torn through a full company of men.
Giant spiders.
Probably. I've never been outside my house before. I'm still baffled by these things clinging to the walls. I believe people call them floers. So, let's go with, why not just let him be eaten if you're so fucking concerned?
It would be easier to seal up the entrance and let the beasts take care of him.
I believe in justice, Ferelden, not unbridled slaughter.
Why not both?
I will not let prisoners be eaten just because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
But you let the guards get eaten instead. So, I mean, I can understand not wanting to send more guards if they're getting eaten the fuck up, so... well, let's at least look into it.
I'll take the job.
Bring the fugitive in alive, quickly and quietly. Not only will you be well paid, you'll have the gratitude of a city magistrate. Useful for a refugee, wouldn't you agree?
No? Maybe.
I'm trying to remember what movie this dude... Like, he reminds me of a villain from a very specific, like adult-oriented animated movie from the 80s. Like, it wasn't, like, heavy metal, but it was something akin to that. He's, like, a sleazy-looking, like, dog type. He looks like someone who would appear in, like, one of those Goofy movies.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Vaguely, anyway.
Yeah.
So, hey, here's a Fenrir.
There he is indeed.
She.
Sorry.
Huh.
Do you need to get your glasses?
Well, I just lost a sovereign. Didn't think you'd stoop to our kind again. Indeed. Or are you not too proud to make some coin?
What's the job?
Pride usually hasn't been my downfall.
Since you stormed off, we don't have anyone who can quite work your magic, if you know what I mean. I sent some men to fence a bit of cargo down at the docks. Haven't seen them since. I'd pay good silver for the safe return of them, or the goods.
Well, who's missing is the fucking men.
Is this anyone I know?
When you left, we had to take on New Ferelden. Volunteers. Lad named Price was leading them. No one of your caliber.
What kind of goods are we dealing with?
Want to tell me what you were selling?
We were trying to make a deal with the Carta. Those Orzammar dwarves. They like luxury items. Fine fabrics, a cask of caviar, an aged wine. Anything one can liberate from a Hightown merchant.
Uh-huh. And where exactly is this?
Where were they last seen?
They were supposed to meet down by the docks, under cover of darkness. I know you're familiar with the concept.
The fuck is that supposed to mean? Might as well at least open the possibility.
Consider it a deal.
Good. Go to the docks tonight. My boy Price was supposed to meet our buyers from the Carta there. Maybe you can find out what happened.
Evelyn didn't like that.
Uh-huh. Well, there aren't many things in this city she does like.
Alright, well... Shall we speak with Hubert?
I have no idea who that is.
The one whose wife is Ninette?
I have no idea who that is. It's been a long time.
It has. Well, this is part of a quest line, and it's one that we need to in order to complete the act.
Will no one help me? What do you mean you can't help me?
This is a domestic matter, Sirat.
If your wife has chosen to leave you, there's nothing we can do.
Ninette is my wife. She's legally bound to me. Bring her back.
We're done here.
She's not a microchipped dog, dumbass.
Useless. Why are we still paying those sluggards?
I mean, let's go with pay me instead.
You should pay someone else. Well, like me. I like being paid.
If you can find Ninette, I will gladly pay.
Ninette.
That foolish woman has caused me nothing but embarrassment. She needs to be dragged home.
The guards disagree.
They are more disagreeable than my wife. Maybe your friend is more sensible. Her family is getting suspicious. They think I might have done something to her. Even if... Well, I just want to make sure they know I didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
Filthy turnip.
He certainly is. Let's investigate this turnip. When'd you last see her?
How long has your wife been gone?
About a month. I wasn't worried at first. She's run off before. Ninette is uncontrollable, you see. She comes and goes as she pleases.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, that's how human beings work. Her family's suspicious?
Why would her family think you did something to her?
They think I married her for her inheritance, and they know we have been fighting. They believe this is reason enough for me to hurt her, but I swear on Andraste's pyre, I have done
But I swear!
I swear! Yeah, I believe you as far as I believe that's a real mustache. Do you think she's in danger?
Do you think Ninette might be in trouble?
It's her own doing, gallivanting about with men half her age. Pah! She's just trying to show me I am tied to her purse strings.
Uh-huh. Some of these things don't happen, my dude. Let's go back to a return. And, I mean, he is vile, but we can at least get some answers from her if we find her, so.
I'll try my best to find Ninette and bring her home.
You should talk to Jethan at the Blooming Rose. I didn't know she visited whores. Until Jethan sent a letter to our house. He even sent her flowers once. Lilies. Her favorite. Talking about it makes my head hurt. Good luck to you.
I imagine talking about anything makes your head hurt.
And I imagine the low polygon count doesn't help with the headache.
Well, good luck to you then.
Well, okay, we've been spoiled by Inquisition.
I know, I'm just joking. Mainly referencing that his hair polygons are notably lax compared to the main characters.
Oh my god, Jathan, I forgot about him.
Hear you're having problems with the bone pit. I can help.
Finally someone comes to help me. You look a bit unseasoned, but I hope you'll do. I had to suspend operations.
I misheard do as die, but I hope you will die.
Yes. Pardon my lax demeanor. I just got finished bathing in cocoa butter.
But no word. Perhaps they are putting me off. I need someone competent to figure out what is going on.
Some bullshit. Let's see what. Well, first of all, what are you paying, my dude?
What's the reward?
I will pay handsomely. The exact amount depends on what perils you face.
Doesn't answer my fucking question. Did you hire Ferelden's?
You said some of your workers are Ferelden.
Yes, all of them. An unruly lot, to be sure.
Whomstative? Yeah, I'm one of them.
Mind what you say about my countrymen.
I was not referring to you, of course.
You're one of the good
My workers
ones.
are a particularly desperate sort. They're lucky to work for me. Few in Kirkwall will hire refugees.
Ah, yes, we're lucky to be involved in slave labor.
Yes, I'm a man of class who can tell by the fact that my clothes is made out of orange peels. So what happened to your workers?
Surely the miners had good reason to leave.
I am at a loss. No miner has reported in, and no one takes me seriously.
I can't imagine why. No one will go?
The Bone Pit must be dangerous if people are afraid to venture there.
No, nothing like that. Pay no heed to local superstition. The Bone Pit is mostly harmless.
Yeah. With a name like Bone Pit, I'm sure it's just dandy. So let's go to return. And that's all I need to know for now.
I'll head there soon.
Notice how it doesn't really give you the option to say no.
Running costs me more than those miners making a year. The Bone Pit is just outside the city. Any map will show it.
Cool.
Alright, can I get my hands on an any map?
Actually, while I'm here, let me take your money.
Yeah. It's not like you need it.
Ooh. Well, that's a little bit pricey for the amount of money that I have.
Yeah.
But something to work towards. I do love Jathan. Apparently, I mean, I know he is, in fact, voiced by Mark Meer, who played Shepard, male Shepard, in Mass Effect.
Nice.
Very different from his very serious Shepard role.
Bode.
Pinky!
Yeah. I was gonna say, you won't find anything there, my dude.
Are you searching for buried treasure? Or just trying to tunnel out of this hovel? Good luck with that.
Finally, intelligent conversation, which is more than I can say about my fucking uncle.
So, what? Are you here to gloat?
Whoops. I did not mean to talk to him.
I was gonna say.
Gamlen's the fool.
I didn't mean to talk to him.
In a bloody silver basket. I tried, you know, when Leandra left. But no one was ever going to live up to her.
You're fucking pathetic, my dude.
Don't make excuses.
I changed their filthy sheets and wiped their chins through 2 bouts of the cholera, and the last word Father said was... Leandra, I'm not looking for love.
Good, because you're not
But
gonna
at
find
least
it.
I got the money.
And here I was, just about to like you.
Yeah.
That was your mistake.
Fuck off the edge of my sword, my dude.
And, like, I took care of them, and the last word on their lips was Leandra. It's like, wow, that says how much of a total shit you are.
Uh-huh.
That you literally, your parents, even after you were taking care of them, still thought you were a piece of shit.
Yeah, even when they were senile, they could recognize you for what you are, a tool. And there's the motherfucking tea.
I also, by the way, have a mod installed that hides all of the extra DLC things, because especially in the first act, it does not make sense that they would have these huge golden statues, if only because Gamlen would immediately sell them.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. There's no way he would let an obvious source of money just stick around.
Yeah, because he gambled it all away.
That. But he's like, oh, look at these big gold things. I'm going to sell them for cash. And then he would say, well, you haven't paid me much rent.
Uh-huh. And you haven't given me reason not to feed you to the dog.
Okay, so we had just finished with recruiting Fenris.
Yeah.
Who do you want to put in our party?
Not Fenris. So let's go with Varric. I forget the name of the guard woman.
Aveline?
Aveline, thank you. And dear old sis.
Okay. I'm annoyed that you're making choices that I wouldn't, but like it also is fine. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because, I mean, like, we got the long range with Fenris, we got the tankiness with the guardswoman, and then we got further range and potential healing with Sister.
So, do we want to take care of the quest that Ethenril gave us? It's recover the boy, recover the Ferelden.
Yeah.
That's okay. He can take the mark. He can take Mark of the Assassin.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Right? Immediately entering an area and...
Thunderclap. Respect the belt.
That looks like a bad time.
What could possibly go wrong? Well, I mean, if the price is right. For a second, I misread his name as Chicken Wing.
I just made this man explode.
You turn him into popcorn chicken.
Well, that's not what I meant to do.
Yeah, no, that's that's unfortunate. But I mean, hey, I'm not here to kink shame.
I'm also relearning. I'm relearning the controls for this game.
Yeah, no worries. You got a Death Wish or something, kiddo? Actually, knowing this game, you just might.
Stop with that.
There! It's done. Done and down.
I misheard that as done and dab.
I mean, that too. Again, I have to adjust back to these settings after playing Inquisition.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that face is just like, oh man!
This is diorama of gore. It's like a fucking 300 movie. I forgot about that! It's like kicking the fucking thing up in the air.
Thank you. I thought them coterie men had me for sure. I guess the whole thing was a trap. There were no dwarves when I went to make the trade, just coterie waiting to kill us. They got the rest of the boys. I ran. I was hoping they wouldn't find me here, but they did.
Yeah, that's all well and good. Quick question. The fuck's a coterie?
What's a paladin?
Is that Ethenril's rival criminal guild?
More like she's their rival. A small one at that. What I hear is the coterie controls most crime in Kirkwall, and they don't like competition.
I mean, free market economy, my dude. Let's go with, what are you gonna do now?
So, will you be running home to tell Mama crime doesn't pay?
My mama was ripped in two by one of them big horned darkspawn. It's just me and my sisters now. Working for Ethenril's the only way to feed the girls.
There's a remark. There's a remark to the extent of, well, this is meant to imply that this boy is very much in Carver's position, who died in this run.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Kid needs this shit more than a wealthy underground person, so...
Keep the goods?
Yeah.
Why not take what Ethenril gave you and start fresh somewhere outside of Kirkwall?
Why are you staring at his chest?
I mean, can you blame her?
There's a lot of
He's so well
farmland in
toned.
the Three Marches. Surely there's somewhere you and your sisters can find honest work.
My father was a farmer. Before the Darkspawn got him.
I thought it was your mother.
I'd rather do that than work for Ethenril.
Watch it be the Ark of the Covenant.
I'll get my sisters. Please, make sure she doesn't come after us.
Yeah, I had a feeling Aveline would appreciate that.
So that's like literally the recovery of the lost approval for taking the quest in the first place, subverting the coterie, or well, subverting the ephemeral.
Yeah, I mean, hey, no love lost. Except maybe with ephemeral, but...
I forget if we ever went into the subdock terrain.
I forget too. All I know is that I just have repeatedly seen these manholes with fart gas emanating from them. And I find it hilarious every time we walk past.
I mean, that's what happens when you're in a poor neighborhood.
Yeah.
Fart gas.
First thing I thought she said draft, which would make sense with the previous comment.
Oh, you're gonna stab me? You're gonna stab me in the back? Enjoy that.
Yeah.
You know, you really should have thought through this a little bit more.
Yeah, instead of not at all.
More is always better. You should have thought it through a bit more.
That should do it.
Yeah.
You all right?
Want the best? Take it from the worst. Then sell to specialists like you. Always willing to give a discount to the people who save my skin.
Unrelated to what I just asked, but okay.
You can take a couple of things off my hands.
Yeah.
I probably don't want the Slaver Lord's cowl.
Maybe not so much.
Helm of Appreciation. No.
I imagine the Helm of Appreciation is just like a bike helmet with thank on the front.
Thank.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a quick little side down tea tour.
Yeah.
Tea tour.
Yeah. Much like wine tastings, tea tours, I could get behind.
Yeah.
Especially if there's plenty of cookies to go with them.
Did I just pick up a body?
Don't worry about it. Look, it's evidence for the guards, okay? You're doing a service.
It's some. I have to return the body to someone.
You gotta build that upper body strength, too.
Whoop.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Watch your
whoop.
step.
Well. First, cross the Temple of the Green Monkey.
I love how it's watch your step. We haven't even opened the fucking door yet.
Then we got the fucking, like, film critics over here huddled in a circle discussing shit casually.
You feel involved, Varric?
They're like, what the fuck is this thing?
Does a conversation involve you?
These are my people. Redditors. I think you got him. Somehow I think the bones won't be a nuisance to you. You know, it's nice to know that no one actually has a skeleton in this world. Just explosive sacks that if you hit once with a sword, takes care of cleanup. Now, what did that blow up?
Why did what blow up?
There are like 10 explosions behind us.
Yes, that would be because someone cast Fireball.
Okay.
That would probably be fucking Bethany.
She's just wanted an excuse to fucking have at it, I suppose.
I guess so.
I guess so.
Says the music.
Don't whip the tit.
I will whip the tit.
That's your cat's job.
Well.
I do just love like the primary difference from like your usual play style of like the long range magic, which is still cool to just getting the fuck up in there with the swords. And I still can't get over the design of the swords you're using right now.
I mean, you kind of picked them.
I did, and I love it.
You missed.
You were point blank with a broadsword, and you missed. I was about to make a bad joke, but I was gonna say, how do you miss a broad with a broadsword? The joke was so bad the combat stopped. Everyone's just like, ugh.
Great!
Great! I'll grab my stuff!
I mean, that's literally what that just was, really.
Yeah?
I did not ask your opinion.
It was in that moment he knew. He fucked up. It's just turning him to pudding.
Yeah, it is. Okay, game, when I tell you to do something, I would like you to do that thing.
Now, why would it want to do that? It's not as though games and operating systems are meant to follow the explicit instructions of their users.
Alright. So, that's pretty good. Even just running through and killing a whole bunch of these at nights opens up its own little quest line set, so...
Yeah.
Great!
Great! Beat me to it, goddammit.
That's because I'm faster than you.
I guess so.
And smarter.
Mm-hmm. This can only end well.
For later.
Great!
Torn trousers? My favorite!
It's the wrong trousers! And they've gone wrong!
You're just wrong.
God, now I want to watch Wallace and Gromit.
I don't think I ever watched that in any kind of dedicated capacity.
That might be something for...
I've seen like a couple of like
snippets here and there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just generally charming.
I think the game might actually force us to take the quest recruiting Sebastian.
Well, we'll see about that.
If we can't move on in the end, then we'll know, and
Yeah.
they'll tackle that, but...
Yeah, until then...
Well, are you here to socialize, or did you bring my goods?
Let's say the goods were stolen.
I rescued
technically.
your boy and killed the coterie. but your property was long gone.
Coterie. I should have figured. They've got a lock on all trade with the dwarves. If I
Hi,
had someone
Garrus.
decent on the job, they'd have dug into it first, not walked in blindly. Well, no cargo,
Just
no
headbutted the
coin.
scratching post.
If you're ever looking for more work, I keep my books right here. Feel free to sign yourself up.
Again, no love lost. Varric approves.
Let's see, which one do we want to tackle next?
How about the smug asshole who wanted us to look for the prisoner? I'm sure we can pull a similar situation with said prisoner when we find them.
Which prisoner?
The one that
Oh.
was... Yeah, the one that was left off to the monsters, quote-unquote.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
With the current group of people?
I think that works.
I hope all of you out there in YouTube land are having a good evening. I know that it's getting on the late side for some of you.
You know, these guards don't look very eaten.
You're in need of a bit of help.
Ah, so you're the reinforcements
this
the
fucker.
magistrate promised. The man you're looking for, he's holed up in the ruins.
I
Though
remember
doubt
this
he's
now.
still in one piece.
I
That
showed this
bastard's
game
to be brought in
previously.
alive after all he's done? Just because it isn't you
To,
and your
to
pretty little
Griffin.
shambling children he's after.
So, let's go with, what do you mean?
Also, yes. Morning still for us down under. Well,
Yeah.
good morning, Zach.
Please, calm down and tell me what happened.
The man you're after, he targets elves. He dragged my daughter into those ruins and killed her. I want him dead. My girl, Leah, she wasn't his first victim. Over the years, he's taken dozens of our children, and not once has he paid for his crimes.
Yeah, notice how the magistrate didn't tell us that fact?
Uh-huh.
Just said, oh, he's a criminal.
Oh, yeah, so let's investigate. Well, first of all, I want to know who you are.
Would you mind telling me who you are?
My name is Eldon. I'm a merchant in the city. Please, no one else cares that our children are being slaughtered like beasts.
I mean, I care.
Yeah, funny that. I mean, again, ACAB. So... Let's go with, just to clarify, he targets elves specifically?
Why only elves? Why not human children as well?
We're easy prey. No one thinks twice when an elven child disappears.
Elven!
Analogs! And this goes unnoticed.
There must be some humans who would take offense to these disappearances.
We're nothing to them. Even if this murderer does finally go before the courts, the magistrate won't take our word over his.
Yeah, so... Well, I mean... The man does sound like a monster.
I'll tear his throat out myself.
Thank you, Sarah. You have no idea what this means.
You couldn't turn to the guards.
For all my damn coin, I'm still only an elf to these shellmen. There'll be no justice for my girl in the courts of Kirkwall.
And your men here?
What do you say about all this?
Yes. What do you have to say?
They won't go in after him. They're stalling, trying to give the murdering bastard a chance to get away.
Oi now, elf. Like we said before.
This
you're
is not a
bleeding
real
mad. You think
accent.
we'll be going against the
I just got
magistrate's
back
orders?
from a job sweeping chimneys.
I just got back from my accent learning class.
What do you think? I'm gonna audition for the part of Oliver Twist.
I'm going to audition for a new role using this voice.
Acting. Yeah, let's help you.
This murderer cannot be allowed to walk free.
Then that bastard will finally get what he deserves. Thank you.
Not wise, stranger. You try to take justice into your own hands, the magistrate will have your head.
Only if it's reported.
Well,
Hell yeah.
we'll be quiet then.
And hell yeah.
I like that Aveline is just like, okay, something is fucky here.
I mean, that's just it. When the cop is saying, fuck the cops, you know shit's gotten real.
It's because someone is trying to bypass the cops.
Exactly.
Where do I go?
I think up there.
Yeah. There it is. Ruined passage.
Secret tunnel!
Hey, yo. Hey, Raylo. Welcome
Ow.
back. This quest is frustrating, and my reasons for finding it frustrating is that the game very rarely affords you the opportunity to save someone who might not be on the mentally stable side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So, spiders.
Mm-hmm. Spiders that look more like ticks than spiders.
Go down! Let's finish this!
Excuse you?
Victory, but not my choice.
Not your choice to kill spiders? The fuck?
I mean... Did you drop kick his kneecap?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, that is a way to catch them by surprise. It's a fucking splash sound effect.
All set.
Mont de glace strandas.
Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
BioWare has a weird obsession with spiders, like spiders holding chainmail. Yeah, thanks for that memory. Would you look at that? More spiders.
Uh-huh. Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies? I will say that spider was very courteous, letting us just hack its ass to, like, its ass to pieces. See, this is a fucking spider.
It disintegrated in front of me. It just noped out of reality.
I mean, it had better things to do.
Evidently. Like dying.
It didn't want to be associated with these spider pretenders.
Look, just because you know nothing about spiders.
Uh-huh.
Spiders. Okay. Sorry, I know that that's a reference to something that's...
Yeah.
You know.
How about an army of spiders? That might be a film to revisit at some point.
Which one?
Lost in Space.
Ah.
I remember enjoying it as a kid. Not sure how it holds up these days, but I refuse to watch that review to find out. I'm going to collect Varric.
Right behind you, Hawk.
Point the way, Hawk. We shouldn't talk here.
Why not? I don't like talking around spider corpses.
The walls have ears and spiders.
Oh, cha-cha-cha chainmail.
Ghosts? Like zoinks!
Oh, good, dead things.
You know? They did half the job for us.
Cool.
I mean,
Meanwhile, I'm just literally mowing through these things.
Uh-huh. I mean, thankfully you coated your swords with Raid beforehand.
Do. Just keep picking up bones, I guess.
I mean, the bone pit has to get its supply somewhere.
Slaves.
Yeah.
It gets it from slaves.
Mm-hmm. It's not very cash money of it.
Always remember. Happy day. I know you said day, but it sounded like...
gay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Happy. Always remember. Happy gay.
Happy Gay Wrath Month.
Who are you? Please, can you get me out of here? I just want to go home.
Leah? Your father told us you were dead.
My father? Is he safe? Kelder said that he'd hurt my family if I didn't come with him.
Oh, that's a good sign. Kelder?
Who is Kelder?
The man who took me.
Well, first of all, are you fucking hurt?
I don't see.
Why do you always add fucking?
Are you alright?
Because I'm edgy.
He hit me, told me I was nothing. I begged him to stop hurting me. I didn't think he would, but out of nowhere, he pushed me away and just started crying. Don't you see? He didn't mean to hurt me. He told me. There are demons. They make him do these horrible things.
Sounds like a typical K-drama. So let's go with, that's a brilliant excuse.
I have to remember to use that. A demon made me do it.
There are a lot of cruel people out there, Princess. Completely demon-free.
But it's true. How else could he do something like this? Please.
Maybe being a piece of shit from aristocracy? I'll promise to try.
Kelder is dangerous, Leah. If he fights back, I can't promise he won't get hurt.
He won't fight you, I promise.
Can't promise that, kiddo.
Run to the entrance. You'll find your father there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Trap.
Where? Ah.
And of course, my dumbass heard giraffe. To be fair, those are also frightening.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Are you done?
Again, standing this close to lava, bad idea.
Yeah. The man of the hour.
I knew my father would eventually send someone. I was hoping the beasts down here would get to me first.
You came here to die?
You wanted those creatures to kill you. Why?
It's what I deserve. I should be torn apart, forgotten down here, not protected by my father.
I mean...
So here's my thing on this. I think I may have mentioned this before, but this sort of person is exhausting.
Yeah.
The sort of person who is... I mean, I can understand it to an extent because I also deal with, you know, being a victim, being kind of, you know, subject to my emotions getting the better of me.
Yeah.
But the person who goes, oh, I can't help it being abusive, I'm a terrible person, I should just die. You know, this person, instead of saying, I'm sorry, says, oh, I must be so terrible, I should hurl myself off a cliff. That kind of language, like, I have no doubt that they do genuinely feel helpless against these behaviors, but they're not making any kind of effort to actually change those behaviors.
They're fishing for sympathy.
You can recognize when someone is at least trying. They may still end up repeating some of those same behaviors, but, like, there's an attitude difference between, you know, I can't help this sometimes, and I must be the worst human being ever, because that's turning it into you being forced to reassure them whether, or, like, you know, that, well, no, you don't deserve to die, but hold yourself accountable. But they see no in between.
Yeah, this is the type of motherfucker, like, you know were circumstances different. They'd had one of those early aughts DeviantArt pages with, like, MS Paint, like, drawings of them in, like, Hot Topic garb.
Maybe, but I think it's much more sophisticated than that, so to speak. But there's people who will give the excuse of, I'm terrible, don't bother with me, abandon me, leave me alone. I'm not even saying that I don't occasionally have that kind of thought pattern myself, but see, the difference between me and someone says, I'm so irredeemably awful that, you know, no one should ever, you know, that no one should ever have to deal with me again, and I should just die and be exiled, etc., is I say, hey, I feel helpless against this, so I'm going to remember that I'm feeling helpless against this and try to counteract that going forward. Yeah. To remember that I am feeling helpless about it, so if I can't stop myself feeling a certain way about certain things, I take a step back and I say, okay, you are not in the right state of mind to address this in a way that is fair to either yourself or the other person, so disengage for now. And I mean, like, just to vocalize, not everyone will obviously accept that. Oh, yeah. But vocalizing, like, I can't engage with this right now. I can't, you know, I can't deal with this. I'm sorry. I don't want to be upset at you because it's not your fault that I'm feeling hurt or upset. A lot of people will take that as, unfortunately, an excuse. They'll put it in the same vein as something like this, but I'd rather communicate that I need to disengage and then attempt to do so than to feel obligated to finish an argument there and on the spot, or to do something bad or passive aggressive, because that's the fun thing about dealing with mental illness.
Oh, yes. So in this case, the first one is just a straight up lie.
Well, she doesn't know that.
Well, I mean, oh, fair enough, but I'll just say you weren't what I expected.
From the magistrate's vague description, I expected a hardened criminal, not a whining coward.
He didn't tell you, did he? The magistrate is my father. He's tried so hard to keep me, and what I've done, hidden away.
I'm disgusted by the both of them.
Same. I mean, he is pretty much, like, protecting his position.
So that option?
Yeah.
The magistrate's more worried about keeping his job than doing his job.
Father is a good man.
No, he's not.
He tried to help, to stop me. But he can't. No one can.
Uh-huh.
That elf girl, she had no right to be so beautiful, so perfect. The demons said she needed to be taught a lesson, like all the others. The Circle was supposed to help me, but they lied. They said there were no demons, that I was mad. This isn't my fault.
Let's investigate this shit.
Because I'll even say, like, it's not fair. She had no right to be that beautiful. Like, again, literally out of the abuser textbook.
Yeah.
But the whole thing of resigning yourself, like, it's too late for me.
So let's go with, why'd you let her go?
Leah said you told her to run. Why?
I was crying, and she asked me if I was all right. After everything the demons made me do to her, she was concerned about me. How could I let them destroy something so good, so pure?
Creepy. It's well.
Yeah, let's see here. But, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's, you know, his excuse for killing them anyway. So, I don't feel sorry for him. At the same time, you know, I'm not sure the Circle is entirely wrong here, but at the same time, it's unfortunate that you really can't say for sure either way, given how this series tried to portray or blur the line between, like, magical needs and mental illness and things like that.
This is a horrifyingly accurate depiction of corruption on the magistrate's behalf. Taking responsibility for your actions and the actions of those that are in your charge should be paramount as opposed to your job. But yeah, that's not uncommon in law enforcement, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with... I mean, this is a fucking headache, so let's keep that train rolling.
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
I can't stop. I've tried so many times. Please, you have to kill me. There's no other way. Just tell my father I'm sorry. For everything.
So...
this is where we get to one of the bigger decisions.
Sort of. It's unfortunate, again, I understand the helplessness that comes with that, but mental illness is difficult to deal with. And unfortunately, this is a game universe where mental health is not something that is helped. You know, they don't have resources available to people dealing with mental illness. Unfortunately, the answer that the BioWare team always seems to choose with people who are less than mentally stable is they must die.
Yeah. Because, I mean, here's the thing. If we bring him the fuck with us, dude's just gonna cover for him again.
Mm-hmm.
And more, you know, people are gonna get killed. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to go with the latter option on this one.
Yep.
Must you be so dramatic?
Some people are simply broken.
Cool.
I mean, they both approved.
I mean, evidently. Alright, well.
I mean...
You saved her. My little girl. I didn't dare hope... Did you find that monster? Is he dead?
The spiders, or...?
Let's just go with, you don't have to worry.
He won't harm Leah or anyone else. Ever again.
I didn't believe an elf could ever get justice in Kirkwall. I speak for all of us when I say that we are in your debt, Sirach.
I feel just as bad for those knife ears as the next man. But ignoring the magistrate's direct orders, that's madness.
Like, this accent is perfect.
Uh-huh.
It's madness that you would ever say it's not.
Ignoring the director's direct orders.
I feel like I'm doing an Australian accent.
We're both straying a bit into that territory. Zach, be honest with us. How far were we delving into that territory?
I mean, here's the thing. I was doing an exaggerated, bad, fake English accent, which that sounds Australian...
I know! That's what I feel bad about. Like, the unfortunate thing is whenever I hear people or myself, like, going into an overly, like, stereotypical, like, English accent, especially, like, Cockney, it ultimately ends up going Australian. Yeah. I wish we had Texan on this shit so we could ask them as well.
Yeah. But thank you, Zach, for your clarification.
The little snippet of wisdom there is much appreciated.
Getting into old Australian a bit, yeah. Oh my god, I still think of that one video of the guy, the lightning striking the water nearby.
Oh, fucking shit, man.
The subtitles that were added to that. There's that, and then the accidentally running into a tornado.
Yeah, God, that one. And see, whenever I think of, like, just, like, the full fucking, like, I think of those videos, first of all, the just going full Australian. But I also give the, if you're a fucking grown-ass Australian, this is what you have for breakfast. A fucking BB long neck. At 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Put that up you. Just this bottle of beer.
Jesus. But yeah, no, like just the, oh shit, baby! And like, you know.
Oh like, my god, baby, are you alright?
But like, again, the captions that go with it are just fucking beautiful.
It's a thing of beauty, to be sure.
Alright. Well, this has been dealt with.
Ah, yes. For better or for worse.
Let's see. Oh. Well, we could take care of Aveline's quest.
Not? Yeah.
Well, we're out and about.
Exactly. It's on the way.
And I will say that I think that after this...
We might want to call it there for today.
Well, it's been 2 hours, but...
Has it?
We had some, yeah.
I guess, take into account the technical difficulties, you know.
A couple of different things going on there. I'll probably after this quest, I'll end up calling it for the night, but
yeah.
that
Some
all said...
stragglers before the main group. Nothing we can't handle.
Right.
Yeah.
But mostly because, one, it's, there's some other stuff that we want to take care of today, too.
Yeah. Whoa. That took taking your ear off.
Excuse me? Wow, you're still standing. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And apparently he's a magician, too.
That's not fair. That's just literally cheating.
I like how you say, that's just cheating, and the sirens start playing outside. Wee woo, wee woo.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. So the nice news is that now you guys get to hear this instead of well, you get to hear it all located with one person.
Ah, yes.
Really?
Really? Just sticking the leggy out. I suppose we all do, Varric. Whether those results are good or bad are yet to be determined.
Help me, please! I'll help you to die.
Welcome,
God.
welcome to die.
Wow, music just literally going.
Yeah.
I'm down.
You're like, yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Dun. Gosh. Also, I know that I keep mentioning something along these lines. But just as general. Okay. I am actually planning on seeing what I can do to try and add more streaming during the week as best as I can.
Yeah.
I would love to be streaming more times a week, just in general. And, I mean, unfortunately, a good chunk of them are going to have to be just me alone. Oh, that guy's dead.
That's spit.
Just checking, making sure I'm not missing anything.
Just a spare shrubbery. We want a shrubbery! I am so happy I got to share your first experience of the movie.
I mean, I've heard these quotes my entire life, so
Oh, yeah.
kind of unavoidable, but still.
Yes. How do you know so much about swallows. Well, you have to know these things when you're a king, you know.
I mean, you know, to an extent, he's
We're
not
close to
wrong.
the ambush, Hulk. Be ready.
I'm ready.
Uh-huh.
Do you got your butthole ready? You heard what I said.
I did, and that's what concerns me.
our targets.
You know, it's a shame you can't set the traps off against the enemy. Like, it seems to be an obvious solution to some of these encounters.
Sorry, I had an itchy nose. Excuse me, are you coming for my sister? Yeah, I agree. Get back.
Yeah. Kick back. No, you.
Well equipped for bandits, but dead is dead and the road is clear. Captain Jevon needs to know of this. Back to the barracks for your just reward.
I love Aveline.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are times when she's definitely obnoxious, but, like...
I mean, she's a cop, so...
She means well.
So did my ancestors. I mean well. I still can't... Okay, to give context to the chat, a while back I was visiting the UK for a family trip, and I was looking up on some of the Scottish side of my genealogy, and apparently we learned something about the clan system there. That apparently there are two clans known as the Shaws, the Highland ones and the Lowland ones, and they have different sigils and flags and mottos. The Highland Shaws have a symbol that's essentially a knife holding a dagger, and the motto, "In faith and fidelity." The Lowland Shaws, which I believe my family might be related to, their symbol is a caveman holding a cudgel, and their motto is, "I mean well." Haven't I told you that story before?
You have, but it's still funny.
It's like the fucking, like I mean well. Fucking Captain Caveman trying to give himself an excuse over there.
Larks, I wonder if they will do a legendary edition for Dragon Age 2. I would like that.
I would, assuming it fucking works.
Yeah, that would be the requirement.
Oh my god.
Varric, do you do anything?
Am I the next stop?
What do you
in
even
career
do?
Evaluations? Joy of joys.
You watch and you talk. Is that it?
You are dismissing hallmarks of both the utterly ineffectual and the incredibly dangerous.
I don't know what you mean.
It means coins flow when I talk and when I shut up. Like if you got paid to guard or unguard.
That makes no sense.
Good.
Good. Uh-huh. Let's see how this goes down.
Dare show your face to me again. If you know what's good for you, you'll leave my city and never come back.
Alright. Whatever, fucking Scar.
You leave my city. Bitch, it's my city now!
Run away and never return. That's basically what he just did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna own your ass before long, the dude.
You'll be dead. Just you see. You will see. You'll remember that you died to me.
A part of me wanted Peregrine to just look at this edgy motherfucker and go, "You dare speak to me in that tone of voice, boy?"
I mean well, you dare show your face. Hawk, I meant well. That's honestly a summary of Dragon Age 2.
No.
Hawk, I meant well.
No, Hawk holding Pinky like a club.
Yeah?
Either Pinky or Varric. No, fuck it, dual wielding. I want fan art of that now. I want fan art of Peregrine Hawk dual-wielding Varric and Pinky like clubs.
I love how you're yelling.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I love the image, okay?
I mean well.
I think one of my favorite fucking pieces of fan art we've ever gotten was fucking, like, Thumb riding Motorbike Chan.
Yes! Wasn't that done by Dawn?
I think it was done by Dawn, yeah. Oh, God.
Well, seeing as... Well... I don't think I need to worry about that too much.
Yeah, because I think going back to the barracks launches a new quest thing with Aveline, so... Yeah,
no. What I meant was I was going to add healing to Bethany, but...
Ah, yeah. But we've got what's-his-face for that.
Have you seen a dog? Small, with a...
Yeah, mine.
Small, he said.
Well, mine probably ate it.
Bum. I do love these fucking daggers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, short blades anyway.
Yeah.
I love the guards literally just wandering aimlessly.
I mean, again, cops do what they do.
I actually watched a video recently of someone, of a police officer that was talking with one person and their car was blocking someone from being able to leave the parking lot.
Yeah.
So the guy tried to gently move his way around the police car, but came somewhat close to him and the person that he was talking with. And so the cop got into the car, chased the dude down, pulled him over, and so the guy did lower the window, but it was like a couple of inches as opposed to all the way down.
Yeah.
And the guy kept saying, "Can you lower this? Can you? It is lowered. I can hear you." And he says, "Well, I can't see inside your car. You can see my hands, and you can see that there's no kind of threat. You otherwise don't need to see the inside of my car. And besides which, my windows aren't even tinted."
Yeah.
The guy proceeds to admit that there was no crime ever committed, then insisting that he almost assaulted him, then saying he did assault him, and did all sorts of threats about making an arrest. And, I forget all of the details about it, but basically he was very clearly contemptuous of the man.
Oh, yeah.
And because the man was like, I respect cops, but you're doing this wrong. You are asking for something illegally. And it got to this one point where the cop had his hand on the mirror of the guy's car. The guy had gotten out of the car at this point, but he had his hand on the mirror, and the guy said, "Can you take your hand off of my property?" And the cop didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
He was doing it intentionally. He was trying to exert how big his penis was. And other cops arrived on the scene, and instead of listening to him at all, instead of de-escalating, which is what they're trained to do, they started yelling at the guy recording.
Oh, yes.
Hurling insults his way, saying all sorts of nasty shit, and they ended up putting him in handcuffs before realizing they can't really charge him with anything, not legally speaking, so they let him go. But they still put him in cuffs.
Oh, yeah.
They still detained him, illegally, mind you, and for a longer period of time than is reasonable. So, in many ways, they ended up actually discarding their qualified immunity.
Especially since that shit was caught on camera.
So, anyway, long story short, all cops are bastards.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those, I say that, obviously, individuals can be good or bad.
But the fact that they're participating in the greater institution that is comprised and perpetuated by bastards says something.
It's a frustrating situation to be in because, unfortunately, the good cops find themselves ousted. And it's... The system itself, again, there can be pockets of good cops in there. There are a lot of people who do intend well, who take their training seriously, who take their oath to the Constitution seriously.
Yeah.
So I don't want to erase their existence, but it's like the similar vein of not all men.
Yeah.
Not all men are absolutely terrible, but it's like the ones that are upheld by a system that justifies them being terrible.
Yeah, and men as a whole need to recognize that, otherwise it's never going to change.
All right, have a good night, Odin.
Take care, my dude.
Thank you for joining again.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of those... Obviously, not every man out there is going to try and do terrible things to you. But the problem is that the ones who do, when that happens, there's no safety net in place for someone who ends up being the victim of that kind of behavior.
Exactly.
So, unfortunately, more often than not, someone who comes forward with some sort of allegation ends up being grilled to prove how wrong they are, to insist you must be lying about this. And so there are many instances where it's not worth the trouble. So, of course, if you have no recourse after someone does something to you like that, if you don't see, someone facing a consequence for that kind of behavior, if you see that letting that happen to you puts you in bigger trouble than not, well, it puts you in bigger trouble, then you have to try and, for yourself, it becomes your onus to not get into those situations. And the only way to avoid someone doing something horrible to you, and I'm specifically masking my language for a reason, is to basically assume that every man is capable of that. So when people are saying not all men, yeah, but enough do. And even if it's not all men, the system still favors the ones that do this.
Yeah, not all humans pollute, but global warming is still a fucking thing.
Exactly. It's one of those... If there's a sweeping generalization being made, it's because it might be the only way for someone to protect themselves or be able to take action about something.
Yeah.
Because if there is a systemic problem, the problem has to be addressed with both on the individual level as well as on the systemic level.
Yeah, I mean, do you think George Floyd's murderers would have seen any sort of prosecution if ACAB hadn't been pushed as far as it has been?
No.
Yeah.
And I think that the fact that did face consequences, but the people who killed Breonna Taylor did not, also tells you about a discrepancy about what gets favored in the system.
Oh, yes.
And no, this isn't Inquisition. This is actually Dragon Age 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I do love Inquisition. I've been playing... Well, I say love. I've been enjoying it. Yeah. It's not my favorite of the series, but it's still a good game.
How long do I have to wait?
Forever. Longer every time you ask that.
Exactly.
But yeah, so... It's a complicated thing. There is no black and white about this, and I will always concede that there are people who do mean well, who are in those positions, who are in those jobs because they genuinely want to make a difference. But just like not all cops do terrible things, it only takes the one bad cop that you run into and you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, or you're in jail, and I know that for me, physically, because of my, disabilities, my physical limitations and all of that, if I were to end up even in jail for one night, I would be in serious trouble afterwards, like physically.
Yeah.
Never mind the kind of conditions that usually happen in jails like that, but even so, you have to be cautious, and you kind of have to assume, and you have to make it a point that you're holding every last cop accountable for when the bad apples, so to speak, end up acting up. Because the whole phrase isn't, oh, he's just a bad apple, don't worry about it. The whole phrase is, a bad apple will spoil the bunch.
Yeah.
If you let a rotten apple sit amongst the other apples, they will spread that rot to all of the other apples around them.
Yeah.
Even if the other apples didn't come in spoiled, they will be spoiled by that one rotten apple.
Yeah.
So when we say all cops are bastards, it's because we hold them all accountable. They all need to be accountable. They all need to be stepping up, reporting when they see this shit. They need to stop trying to cover for each other and accept that their responsibility is to stop people from being killed, for even if they are a criminal, even if someone did pass off a counterfeit $20 bill, even if someone is smoking in a place that they shouldn't be smoking, even if someone did end up having some sort of illicit material in their car. any one of these things, maybe it's a crime, but they shouldn't have to die for it. And it's not justified to say, oh, well, this person was a criminal and thus they deserve to die.
Yeah.
Because, no, there's due process for a reason. And even if you do, even if you don't like a person, even if you disagree with them being criminals, most people are literally one bad day away from being one of those criminals.
Exactly.
Most people can even be not doing anything illegal, but because we have a broken system, might find themselves literally the victim of that system, terming them to be a criminal of some kind. And of course, once that is the narrative being pushed out there that this person is a criminal, then people will justify the death of someone at the hands of a cop because the person's a criminal. I have literally seen this over and over again, and it's infuriating.
Oh, yes.
But cops, just like men, just like white people, just like any group that finds themselves in a position of privilege in the sense that they don't have to deal with the same sort of hardships, which is not to say that they don't experience their own hardships. What was the start of that sentence again?
I don't know. I did not have it. Basically, anyone in a position of privilege.
It's always hard to see that you're in a position of privilege until someone actually points it out. And that's kind of an uncomfortable thing, too.
Yeah.
But any one of these positions, when there is a sweeping generalization made against one of these groups, it's not because... Some people will take it to that extent because some people are mistaken of blaming everyone within a group because of the actions of a relative few.
Like Radfem bullshit.
Oh, God. I don't fucking care. Anyway.
Yeah.
The problem is that any one of us who fits into a privileged category should use that privilege to try and end the systemic problem. And so, yes, I believe that cops need to be held accountable. Hence, all cops are bastards.
Yeah.
And that all said, let's finish out this little quest line.
This has been our obligatory political rant of the stream.
Not much room in the barracks, but there's nowhere I'd rather be.
Yeah. Just hold on a minute,
There's
see if you
Jevon's
still have that
office.
sentiment.
Wait while I explain our initiative.
I don't know how they do it where you're from, guardswoman, but I decide the patrols, not you and your whims. You may have been put up for lieutenant in your first year, but I'll have no show-offs in my command. Have I made myself clear? Report to your post before I have you and your Ferelden accomplice jailed.
Well, what a charming fellow.
I don't have to like him, but he could at least listen. Bandits are dead. That's all that should matter. It's not the first time he's made me wonder like this. Something is very wrong.
The fuck you say? I mean, I suppose in this case, whose patrol was it?
So let's find out whose toes you actually stepped on.
Then we should check the duty roster and see who was supposed to take that route. What have I stepped in this time?
Some bullshit.
Threaten my friends. Not letting that one go, Captain.
Aveline! I owe you for clearing that ambush the other night. Saved me a mess of trouble.
Brennan, that route was yours.
It was. Single patrol. I'd have been dead for sure.
You would have been alone?
A lone guard isn't much of a patrol.
Shouldn't need to be. That route was clear for weeks. First noise out of it was your big fight. The captain reassigned me after he heard what you did, and I passed the satchel to Donnick for his patrol tonight.
The satchel?
Pay and order assignment. Captain has us run deliveries to the outposts during light duty. It's usually just an updated copy of the roster. Satchel for that night was heavy, though. Anyway, thanks again, Aveline. You're a good one.
So the satchel gets heavy the same day we discover an ambush.
I mean...
This is a question, by the way. These are like the ending branches.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, yeah, your friends are being set the fuck up.
I bet there's a perfectly reasonable lie that explains why your captain arranged this.
I'd be willing to hear it, but not while a guard may be walking into a trap. Brennan said Donnick, a good man. Donnick. I've got his route. A night walk in Lowtown. Let's go make sure his quiet patrol stays that way.
The guard who'll throw you out if you kick that wall one more time.
Well, fine. I will stop.
Stop. I'm telling.
I don't like it. Anyway, so let me see if I can. There we go. Let's look at her pretty little face. So, this is going to be where I call it for today. I'm going to see what I can do to try and get Mass Effect Legendary Edition ready for next week, hopefully without any further complications. I do apologize to everyone who came by today looking forward to Mass Effect, only to get another BioWare game. We're obviously having some fun with this one, too. It's interesting to see what choices Griffin actually makes along these lines.
Oh, yes, and I'm having fun seeing how this differs from your usual picks.
Not a lot so far, interestingly enough. But hopefully next week I will be getting back into that, and also next weekend, I'm hopefully going to be, so not tomorrow, but this next coming Sunday. Let's see, what's the date on that? The 11th. Hopefully on the 11th,
Hashtag Hawk meant well. Thank you, Larks.
Thank you. Thank you for streaming, Lauren. It's all good. DA2 was fun too. Yeah. So yeah, the on the 11th on the Sirenia Studios channel, I am hoping to be back with more Starburst, the Lore of Laius campaign. And hopefully that's actually going to be something of a finale of the, not the campaign, but of the starting area.
The prologue, as it were.
Yeah, the prologue, the end of the prologue.
Yeah, the tutorial.
It's not exactly a tutorial. Either way, we're hoping to get finished up with that, and, well, I'm hoping to get rid of this fucking town. Anyway, but that should be interesting to tune in. As usual, by the way, it's one of the things that they offer. If you are a patron, you will get to vote on things that happen in the game. I don't think that there is currently a vote up, but usually in between sessions, there is... there is a vote of some kind, and those things do get implemented into the game. If not obviously immediately so, there will be some kind of integration.
Somewhere down the line. Also, thank you, Larks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job with your cover.
Yeah.
So, it deserves the attention.
I appreciate that.
It deserves the appreciation.
For anyone confused, I recently released a cover of Chris Cornell's You Know My Name over on my channel.
And it's very, very good.
Thank you. If you're at all curious to see that, you can head over to my channel, youtube.com/cyberneticpinkeye, and you'll be able to listen to that as well as some other song covers. I apologize for taking the spotlight here.
No, I want you to be highlighted. You put a lot of work into that thing.
Thank you.
The cover is pretty awesome. Thanks, Zach.
Much appreciated, my dude.
But so, just in general, this is the end of the stream, so I usually try to do at least something of a reasonable plug of all of the various ways that you can support the channel. If you're not currently subscribed, please subscribe. I mean, I suppose I don't have as much an emphasis on this channel at this point. Most of my original content and stuff like that is going up on Sirenia Studios. However, if you enjoy this content, go subscribe to Sirenia Studios.
Smash that like button and ring that bell.
If you do watch this after the fact and you want to leave a comment, I also appreciate those quite a bit. It is... I love hearing from you guys. Obviously, I love liking the videos. The reason why you hear every YouTuber bring up these things is because it is something that YouTube acknowledges and appreciates and rewards when you do these things. There's also the option of, if you want to help me directly, you can also go to my Patreon. It's, or patreon.com/mlorelei, I think it is. Alternatively, you can even do the Ko-fi link, the ko-fi.com/mlorelei. That's just basically, if you like my stuff, feel free to leave me a tip.
Yeah.
Leave me a tip. Anyway, leave me a tip.
Feel free to lift her a tip.
They can't do that. But that kind of thing, again, it helps, and I always appreciate that. So I figured I'd mention it, just in case. Obviously, everyone, like, you know, they run through the whole list of all of the things that they want you to do to pay them. If I had a merch store, I'd probably be plugging that, but all of that said, I appreciate you guys coming out today. I still enjoy playing Dragon Age 2, so that's not necessarily too much of a downgrade for me. I was just looking forward to Mass Effect. And I want to thank you, Griffin, for joining me here today. I mean, you didn't have to, but even though we're living in the same apartment now...
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no reason for me not to at that point.
Exactly. So, hopefully, like I said, next week we will see an actual successful run or start to Mass Effect. And, yeah, I guess I hope to see you guys next week.
Take care, everyone.